him.
And so I just wanted to recap about the special offers we have for this beautiful month of December. With Gratitude and Giving, we are offering 25% off for all our online sessions and workshops, and 15% off in-person sessions for all the sessions as well as the workshops. So if you want more information, do feel free to send us a message. And so today is a general discussion over the topic of gratitude. So.
And yeah, right at the very start, since we were talking about how we need to be reminded about gratitude, and it's not that we've forgotten what it's like to be grateful or what it's like to be thankful, two different things, by the way. So if you do have any thoughts about gratitude and how it affects you, do share it with us so that we can bring them up as discussion points and take the conversation forward based on those lines, because that's the real purpose of these live sessions.
Absolutely. Right. So I think that quote was really sweet. It just brings a smile to your face just reading about it. So you want to talk about the quote?
Well, the quote says, gratitude paints smiley faces on everything that it touches, and that comes from Richelle Goodrich, if I remember right.
That's right.
But there are so many other quotes on gratitude, and I'm sure we all have a quote of our own to share. So if you do have one, please send it in. But again, it's all about us keeping our awareness of everything that's happening to us in life. Now, some things just might seem a little harsh, but when we think about it and we look at it and when we reflect upon it, there is opportunity for us to replace any less than thankful feelings that we might have with some gratitude and thankful feelings. But again, it comes down to how we perceive and on second thoughts, how we replace any negativity with positivity.
Yeah. Maybe the experience itself, it would be hard at that moment to find the gratitude around it. But when you look at whatever you're grateful for in your life, everything, maybe it's connected to that particular experience or no, it just gives you confidence that there is so much more that is there than just that one experience that one might be going through.
Yeah, and just for fun, we've got this gratitude thing, okay, and all the buzzwords are like, give gratitude, give gratitude, give gratitude. But what happens, and I'm going to take this particular angle in the course of the discussion, is what happens when you don't feel like giving gratitude, or something happens that does not elicit an emotion of gratitude in you? So is there something called false gratitude?
I guess sometimes we say fake it till you make it. So you could at that moment just really dig deep. But I have been in moments where I've definitely at that moment I don't feel grateful, but I start seeing the smaller things. So I try my best to put my attention to the smaller things, like as simple as feeling the breath in your body, or recognizing that you are more than just your physical body, or giving gratitude to the cells that are so intelligent of our body that it knows what it needs to do. Sunrise, sunsets, the smaller things. And when you start doing that, you start searching. It might feel hard to find it at first, but you start searching, and then it just goes on a roll, and then you realize there's so much to be grateful for. Does that help in any way, the thought that you brought up?
And please feel free to join in, okay? Because this is going to be an interesting conversation. On the one hand, we've got real gratitude and real thankfulness. And on the flip side of the coin is that what's the big deal? You know? So this is the way, this is the angle, this is the direction the conversation is going to go.
Yeah.
So now, while that did answer the question, wouldn't well, and using false gratitude, there is also the possibility that faking it till you make it, or fake it till you make it, could make you come across as being insincere.
Okay.
So there is a risk in something like that happening.
Yeah.
But then again, it's in the reflection, and while the event itself, or the action itself, or the words themselves, the words may not encourage you or may not elicit these genuine gratitude feelings.
Yeah.
Perhaps it encourages something as a consequence.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So, it's like it just gets you on a roll a little bit, and then you start realizing that you are grateful for so many things, and it might feel overwhelming at first. Like, so what am I grateful for?
Yeah.
I have this going wrong, and I have that going wrong, and I have that going wrong. Nothing is working for me. But if you just pause and you ask, okay, let me ask myself, what are the two things or one thing that's going right for me at this moment in time?
Okay, right, yeah. So that's a fair reflection, and again, it comes back to how we perceive our own mental chatter.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
So at what stage really do people start to understand gratitude? How early can it start? Now I'm thinking Christmas is coming.
Yeah.
Right? Christmas is coming. And at some stage or the other, for whether guys or girls or whatever, we've all got socks as Christmas presents, right? So, as a child, now, I'm just using this as an example, right?
Because it's Christmas, so
Yeah,
it's appropriate. Yeah.
So, you got socks as a Christmas present. And
I thought you were talking about Christmas stocking, but you're talking about getting socks as a gift.
As a gift, right? Yeah.
I never got those socks.
Yeah. So okay, fine. So I was expecting again. This is a generalization, okay, and it's just creating a scenario. So I was expecting a toy aeroplane or a book or something, but here I have socks with little bells on them, and the socks are green and red in color, and they've been knitted together with great love by grandmother. Yeah. So what happens? I mean, you get them, and you're so excited to open your gift wrapped present, and then you look at it, and it's socks. And in today's world, it's straightforward WTF. So. How do you feel? And then the parents will say, "Oh, how wonderful, you got socks! You should write to Nana and say thank you so much for the wonderful gift." How do you do that? I mean, how does a child address those emotions then? And
how sincere can their gratitude be?
Yeah.
I guess so. That's what the parents are doing, trying to make the child feel that it's not what he's got; it is the thought that he's got a gift, he or she, yeah?
Right.
So I think that's when we start instilling those kind of values, that it is not what you've got, it is the thought that somebody has put in. So Nana has taken the effort to knit these socks, and she's put bells, and she's made it green and red, and so you can wear it every Christmas. So it becomes like a Christmas event. So you might not wear it throughout the year. So yeah, the 2 or 3 year old doesn't think wow about it at that moment.
Neither does a 5 or 6 year old.
You certainly have got lots of socks for Christmas.
Yeah. So
you did? You seriously
no.
did? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But of course, it's a good time to give socks anyway.
Yeah.
But having said that, I mean, it's very hard to process an emotion like that when you really are not grateful for socks. Okay, but you've got to dig a lot deeper. Yeah, you've got to dig a lot deeper to find the love behind
Yeah.
the gift.
Yeah. So maybe that 5 or 6 or whatever the age, the child is not able to find the value at that moment, but the parents are, or whoever the family is, instilling that in them, right?
Yeah.
So at that time it might just feel not enough for the
Yeah.
child, but I think you kind of are putting in the values at that moment.
Yeah, I guess. And it also becomes very important to instill and to separate expressing false gratitude from genuine gratitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't teach a child to say, "Oh, thank you, this is such a lovely gift," when the child clearly does not see it as such a lovely gift.
Yeah.
So you've got to be able to separate insincere feelings or insincere emotion with genuine thankfulness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so there's a comment here that says, "Nana put something special in my sock. Did you look in yours?" I tell you, when we talk about Nana and we talk about socks, I might have found square chapatis in mine, but I really don't remember if I did get socks for Christmas. But having said that, so just to reaffirm, it's the genuine emotion.
Yeah.
Versus the insincere gratitude.
That's right. So as an adult, we might be okay starting with an insincere thought process, and then in my experience, I think it then spills over into sincere gratitude.
Right.
You start seeing it. When you try hard enough, you will find the small things. Or you could even think of it this way, that it's just like muscle development. So it's like you learn, you start by maybe not being as sincere, but start looking, appreciating the beauty in the flower, or the birds flying in the sky, or watching sunrise and sunset. There is beauty there, and you tend to feel that sense of gratitude for how nature shows up.
Fair enough.
Can I share something
here?
Yeah,
please do.
When we were living in the previous house, I remember we had the most gorgeous sunsets that we could see from the window. And of course, we recognized that throughout. But as life got busy and everything, we did not pause to look at the sunset every day. Remember?
Not every day. No.
Not every day, but occasionally we would. And then came a time when there was a possibility that we were going to be asked to leave that particular building because they were going to convert it into hotel apartments or whatever. And I remember at that moment, I really loved, the kids, Tony and me, we really loved that house. I remember thinking to myself, wow, I'm really going to miss these sunsets. So I made it a point after that to pause more often to observe the sunsets from that window, And every morning I would sit and I would have my cup of tea and I would look outside that window, because it just made me feel so grateful that I could just have a view of the open sky from it, even though there was a building right across. So, sometimes when it's going to be taken away from you, that's when you realize that actually I'm really grateful for what I have.
But does it have to be that the things that we do have, all the good things, and again, let me just qualify when I say all the good things, we make everything good.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So does it have to be threatened before we realize its value?
No.
And I suppose that's why the reminders come in.
Yeah, we don't have to be threatened, but unfortunately sometimes when it's taken away from us, that's when we value it more and we're more grateful about it. But when we take it for granted, our gratitude is lost towards the smaller things.
Right.
We take things for granted, and therefore reminders are important. So that's what we're doing today, right? We're reminding ourselves, bringing all of us together as a reminder. And I think these moments are important. So, having a gratitude list, if somebody needs a daily reminder, then a gratitude list, or having I know of a family where they used to keep a gratitude jar, and every evening the children had to put a little note of what they were grateful for the day, and they put it into the jar, and on Christmas Day or on New Year's Eve they took those out and they read each of those notes.
Well, that's pretty cool.
That's a nice way
And-
to have a gratitude.
Is there a risk over there to someone who's had a really awful day and really can't find? Again, it's a thought process, right? And the day has been so awful that they're really not focusing on something that to be grateful for.
Yeah.
And their entire output at the end of the day is, I've had a bad day. I don't have anything to be grateful for. Don't you risk starting to feel a little guilty about
For not feeling guilt,
for
for
not
not being grateful.
Yeah, that's right.
Again, reflection is important. So if it is, supposing I have a child who's struggling with that, then I would probably make them speak about not even the bad moments that they had, even the tough moments they had through the day, and hear their side of the story as to how they managed to get themselves out of it. How did they manage it? And make them see the gratitude in how they got themselves out of it. Right? And I would do the same thing with myself. So if I've had a really tough day and I really can't seem to find anything that I want to be, I don't want to be grateful about the smaller things, let's just say for that particular day. I want to really feel something more. I would pause on the difficulty that I've gone through and how I managed it. Let's hope that I managed it well. If I didn't manage it well, then that's something that I would put down as a way to apply in next time I am faced with that moment. So that is the reflection becomes my gratitude. It's a mindset, right?
That's true. It's a mindset.
You have to really work towards it, and hence we have to try and pause daily, preferably, to really extract the gratitude from everything. The good moments, the not so good moments also.
Right. So we go back to as we've the terms that we've used before, the Kensho moments with the Satori moments, where the Kensho moments might give us pain, yes, but it's also giving us learning opportunities.
Yes.
And then it's how we approach these learning opportunities. And more often than not, in hindsight, we see the value in those learning opportunities.
Yes. Yeah.
While the Satori moments, of course, we're grateful or we're cool with the actual event or the action or the words. And again, in hindsight, we see that, this was a cool time in our life, and I learned something from this moment as well. Yeah.
So important. I think it's this pausing and looking at all your experiences, the Kensho and Satori, really helps you to, it goes down in your wisdom book. Just, it really are those moments that you will draw strength from for the rest of your life.
Right. And there's a comment shared with us that I write 5 things daily that I'm grateful for, that does roll on to the next day.
That's so amazing. I think that's a great way to, and it could be repetitive, right? You could be repeating the same things over a couple of days. And sometimes you realize that, wow, I truly have so much in my life, right?
Right. Yeah. Now, if you know what, now here's an exercise that I would encourage you to do. Now, if you're not the kind who has a gratitude journal where you write down 5 things on a daily basis, I would say at least once a week, go to a mirror and look at yourself and tell yourself what you are grateful for.
Yeah.
It's a very powerful exercise, and it gives you a different kind of a level of self-realization
Yeah.
and self-awareness of who you are as a person, and all the things and all the tough times that you've been through and how you've come through them,
Yeah.
and
How you gracefully have come through them.
yeah. So that's something that I would encourage. And once a week, look at yourself and give thanks for who you are, and find find all the moments in your life that have helped you to grow and helped you to evolve as a person.
Yeah. And then of course you can start with yourself, and then you can go everybody that has helped you through that, and so on and so forth. So it kind of gets extended.
It does.
Yeah, like it lifts the vibration and it's paying it forward kind of thing.
Yeah. And all right, that's another comment over here. That's a beautiful gratitude experience. Thank you. Yeah, and right. I mean, from what I can see, that you already have the habit of a gratitude experience. So yeah, do this as well if you can spare the time, and see how it differs from the things that you write to the things that you feel deep down inside when you're looking yourself in the eye.
I do best when I'm sitting in meditation. The mirror one doesn't always work for me. But it's sitting down in meditation, when I close my eyes and I just go inwards. That's when I'm able to appreciate everything that I'm grateful for in my life, the Kensho as well as the Satori, and everything that's around me that I'm grateful for. But there are more angles to it, right? So one was the sincere as well as the not sincere gratitude. What else?
Well, let me just say this. It's perfectly normal. It's absolutely fine if you had a day, and upon reflection, you say to yourself, I've had a horrid day. I really can't see anything that I have to be grateful for. It's absolutely fine.
It's human.
That feeling won't last forever.
Mm-hmm.
Don't dwell on it. But whenever you're faced with that kind of a situation, dwell on the things that that you can give thanks to, like
the food.
Yeah, the fact that you're alive.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you're alive. And you've got another day to start tomorrow.
Yeah.
So every day is a new opportunity. So it's absolutely normal. Don't feel bad if you haven't found something to be grateful for.
Yeah.
But this I can guarantee. When you do genuinely reflect upon your day, you will naturally find something that has uplifted you through the day.
True.
Okay? You might be emotionally charged or mentally charged. It's more being mentally charged that might put you on the track of, I don't have anything to be grateful for. But when you go into a deeper round of self-reflection, you will find that there is lots to be grateful for.
Absolutely.
Tiny things, some big things.
Yeah.
Some will be material things, and some will be opportunities.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Right. Okay. What else?
Fine. So, what can we do now to kind of focus on the same lines? Like, what do we do? How was your day today? Do we want to give it a few moments to go through an opportunity to think about what the day has been like?
So what you're suggesting is we have a reflective moment together.
Sure. Yeah. And again, the idea is we reflect and share so that if there are any discussion points that you'd like to share, of course, we can go over that.
Yeah. Okay. So how about we just take a few deep breaths and just sort of center ourselves. If you want to close your eyes and focus on your breath, then that's fine. If you don't want to close your eyes, but just sort of take a nice deep breath in and exhale with a sigh. Whatever is, any tension that's in your body and mind. Take another nice deep breath in. And again, let go of anything that's holding you at this moment. And then take your next breath and dedicate it to finding all the things that you are feeling grateful for today. Everything. Whatever is in your present moment to whatever experience you've had throughout the day. And if your thoughts go to things that were not so comfortable or not so amazing, just put them aside for just this moment and draw your attention back to what worked well. Okay. And if you've counted on the blessings and the gratitude for everything that worked well for you, when you want to take this one few minutes to just focus on the things that did not work for today. Is it easier to accept things that did not go well today after you've looked at the various things that you are grateful for? Are you able to look at these uncomfortable moments or situations that you had with a little more acceptance, a little more centeredness? Are you able to tell yourself, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't that bad? It's okay. Okay. So take a nice deep breath in again and bring yourself back to this moment. And how did that go for you, Johnny?
Oh, it was pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm pretty much the live for the moment kind of a person. I mean, you know that pretty well, and I enjoy every moment of my life, and I'm very grateful for the people that I have in my life, and when I give thanks for my blessings, it's always my blessings start with who I have in my life. So my immediate family, my children, my brothers and my sister, and their families, and so I'm always grateful for these things. I'm always grateful for my health. I'm always grateful that even though I'm at an advanced age, I'm still healthy, I'm still fit, I'm still capable of doing the things that I still love. Right. So I have lots to be grateful for.
True.
I do crib from time to time that, okay, fine, the day hasn't gone that well, but...
So did you have any such moments too?
No.
Okay.
No, I haven't. But it threw up the thought that what happens if you're constantly saying, oh, I'm so grateful that I didn't lose my job, or I'm so grateful that I did not get ill, or I'm so grateful that that it's always I'm grateful for the negative things that have happened, possibly to someone else, but not to me.
Yeah.
So how do people address those kind of situations?
if it becomes a pattern for them to say, oh, thank God I have the job, or I'm okay, well,
Yes, yeah.
that they are reminded of their blessings only when they see difficulty in someone else's life.
Yes, you could say that. You could say that. But at the same time, I'm thinking that maybe it's just in the way the gratitude is being expressed. It's like
I think it's more, yeah. Actually, it's quite humbling, when you see that. It can be a humbling moment to see that you actually are grateful for so much, and not everybody has those blessings. But it's how it's processed. I think that's the difference, right?
Yes. Can it make a difference in our lives? Being grateful for something versus being grateful for something that did not happen to me.
Yeah, I think that comes from a sense of fear and protection.
Okay.
Because I think as the conditioning tends to be that make sure everything, like, don't enjoy the pleasant moments just in case it's taken away from you.
Right. So, but then that really isn't gratitude, and it can also be put down to social programming or cultural or even parental programming at a very early stage.
Yeah.
It's like, eat your vegetables. Don't you know there are millions of people who are starving?
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that I'm not starving.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of conditioning that we could tend potentially to grow up with.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I'm grateful for the food on the table.
Yeah. So the intention is got to be just be grateful for the good things, rather than thinking that if I'm not grateful for this, it might be taken away, or vice versa, like in the sense somebody else does not have. And then there is a guilt attached to it.
Yes, and that's the whole point, it's we go back to that false gratitude can create tremendous guilt in a person.
Yeah. So therefore you are guilty for having rather than,
Yeah.
Isn't it? And the other one that I was talking about is being conditioned for fight or flight. I'm prepared just in case it's going to go away from me,
Right.
I'm just so happy it's here with me now, but you never know, so I better be prepared.
Right.
So then then again, I don't think it's really going in and sitting well with you. You are grateful, but you're also afraid that it's not going to last. Again, it can be through conditioned experiences of life.
Right. And the law of attraction could kick in to whatever it is that you're feeling, that, oh, just in case it's taken away from me.
Yeah.
So you're creating that emotion, and you're creating that that thought process, which could end up becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy.
True. That's why it comes down to, what is your inner dialogue? What are you using negative words also in the so-called affirmation?
Right.
The positive, what you want, So you have to be very mindful of what kind of language you have ongoing in your mind when you're not speaking, even if you're not verbalizing it. What is your inner chatter about? Is it positive? Is it negative? And it can filter into how you approach your gratitude then, right?
Right.
Now, I also have another angle, and that is, if you're grateful for everything, could it make you complacent and not strive for more?
I think there are two thoughts to that particular conundrum, so to speak. On the one hand, you're grateful, but if your conditioning has been, oh, everything is in a greater plan for me, and this is what I have, and I'm going to enjoy this. The avoiding the complacency avoiding the complacency comes down to whether you have a plan for yourself in life or not. If you don't have a plan for yourself, you might very well be complacent. You might be complacent about where your life is and how you want it to play out in the future.
Yeah.
And you might mistake that complacency for contentment.
Yeah.
The key area is to reflect on, am I content with my life, or am I complacent because I don't have it in me to take my life forward, or I don't know how to take my life forward, or I'm afraid to take my life forward.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Absolutely. So
would that answer the question of complacency?
Yeah. So again, it's so what I'm seeing from today's conversation we are having is that it's how you're expressing your gratitude. It's a bit of a mindful gratitude rather than just saying it.
Yeah. Because the gratitude. Remember, I had said there's a difference between gratitude and thankfulness, right? And being thankful. Because gratitude is the emotion, and being thankful is the action that we take to express the gratitude.
Right.
So we can say, "Oh, thank you for the wonderful green and red socks with the bells on them."
Yeah.
But you don't feel it. Yeah.
Right.
So you're expressing thankfulness based on false gratitude.
Yeah.
So and again, on the same lines, just to explore the same subject, you get something and it's totally impractical for you, and you don't know what you're going to do with it, but you're expected to show thankfulness.
Yeah.
You don't feel it, but you're expected to show it. So you show thankfulness because of the relationship.
Yeah.
But then again, you've got to be able to show sincerity as well.
Yeah. So maybe at that moment you're grateful that you have people who care for you. Yeah. You're grateful that you have people who are caring for you, who are there for you. You might not be smitten by what you got. Again, we're talking very material thing here, right?
Of course.
But on the subtle level, it's just knowing that you have people in your life, who show up, who at least remember your birthday or the special festivals, right? Who make that call, and check in for you. So, I think it's about just really feeling it from your heart, the gratitude.
And being grateful for the person as opposed to focusing on
the action,
on the material,
or the action
side of life, right?
The action, and there are times where I think we all must have, missed out. It's not that we've managed to extract the gratitude for everything.
No.
But when we do pause, and therefore we need reminders that we are grateful for everything.
And since we were talking about being, expressing gratitude, being grateful for the people in our lives, remember that gratitude is not so much about, or it's not always about receiving. Gratitude can also be about giving.
Yeah.
So we need to be able to identify opportunities where we express our gratitude through giving as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Do we want to go pause and reflect a little bit on the Kensho and Satori moments?
Sure. Let's just ask the question, did you all have any thoughts to share from your initial reflection that we had a few minutes ago?
Yeah, I asked Tony, but we didn't get around asking all of you. So what did you experience through that few moments of reflection? Do share with us. And then we can always take a few minutes to reflect on the Kensho and Satori moments. More the Kensho, I think. The Satori becomes easy.
The Satori is easier.
But we
Also,
forget.
yes, we forget.
Yeah.
That's right.
They slip by without us pausing and
yeah, that's right. That's because it is our expectation that good things will happen in our lives.
Yeah, we take them, like I said, take things for granted.
Yeah, and nothing wrong in expecting all the good things to happen in our lives. So if that's your mindset, then more power to you.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay, so any comments? No?
No, not yet.
Okay, so why don't we take a few moments again, take a nice deep breath in, and let's just a reminder, Kensho is basically moments that were difficult to get through. They were the difficult experiences of life that really pushed you. So let's just take a deep breath in and recollect a moment where it was challenging, was tough in our lives. And what, if you really pause and look at that tough experience of your life, how did it bring out the best? What, or should I say, what did it really bring out for you? How did it really help you grow and bring out the best in you? Perhaps while the challenge was there, you did not see what it was trying to push you towards. But now that you are past it, you are able to extract the good that it brought into your life. And you're grateful for how it came in, changed things for you, and made you who you are today. And as you reflect on that moment of gratitude for it, how does it make you feel in your physical body as well as in your mind and your emotions? Okay, let's take a nice deep breath in and let's come back to this present moment.
Yeah, show gratitude that you can take a deep breath. Yeah. All right. So we have a comment over here. I had my grateful moments and a not so good moment, but accepted it and focusing on solving it. So we'll share our thoughts on this comment in a little while. But let's take the exercise forward and see if there's anything else coming up.
For the same one?
From our viewers. Do you all have anything to share with us?
Exactly. Yeah. So any Kensho moments, and then as you pause now, or even though you might have already known the gratitude or the good thing that's come out of it, just reminding yourself of it. What did it do for you? And how did it make you feel in your physical body as well as in your mind and emotions? Do share with us.
Right. And and while we're waiting, then we'll go back to the earlier comment.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've had your grateful moments, which is good, and you make a note of all the things that that you're thankful for and you're grateful for in the course of the day, and you also shared that you have a not so good moment, but have accepted it. More power to you. And you're focusing on solving it. So what's the grateful moment or the grateful opportunity, the gratitude opportunity from this particular comment?
So remember in the beginning I mentioned that when you've reflected on the day, remember we did that exercise, right? So you had some good times, good moments, and there were some that were not. And I think that's what is being said there. So by focusing on the good ones, that helped to look at the not so good one and and accepting it and finding solutions from it. So the good moments actually provided the positivity and the encouragement and the confidence to be able to deal with not so good moments, rather than allowing the not so good moment to take over and let you forget the good moments.
Right.
I think that's what
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, and yeah, that's on a deeper level. But on a straightforward cognitive level, you have said that it's been a not so good moment, but you've accepted it. So something to be grateful for is that you have the capacity, and you clearly have the ability to take on the the tougher moments in the right spirit, in the right sense, and work your way past them.
And find solutions.
And find solutions, yeah, and that's exactly one of the words that's used over there, and focusing on solving it. So you're grateful for opportunities to solve the challenges, take on the challenges, and and find solutions, and elevate your life, and you'll find your own evolution, your own personal evolution is going to be primarily based on the fact that you can take on the tough times and you can move past them.
Yeah.
So remember the song, "When the Going Gets Tough." Yeah.
The tough get going. Right. There's one more comment I say.
Right. Okay. And well, that's a follow-up comment.
Okay.
Slightly emotional thinking about it. And yeah, of course. We all get emotional. We get emotional over the tough times. We get emotional over the good times. We get emotional over people in our lives. We get emotional over people who've moved on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're human after all, and we must be grateful for the fact that we can feel.
Yeah.
So being able to feel these emotions and being able to express these emotions.
Yeah, it enriches us, actually. Emotions actually enrich us.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah. And of course, not to put a negative spin on it. Yes, the fairer sex is a little more predisposed to showing their emotions. While the guys take a lot longer to express themselves for whatever the reason. Maybe it's just not in the DNA. Maybe it's just poor conditioning. It could be anything.
Yeah, it's the societal, the way it is instilled through the growing years. So do share with us about your the second reflection that we did with the Kensho moment. While we are waiting, and I think there's a comment that you can share that with
yes,
us.
and I'll read that out. It says, "I'm grateful for my early morning walk on the beach, my eyesight to see the beauty of the ocean, sky, birds, and people." Very poetic here. "My breath to inhale the smell of the ocean, feel the cool sand under my feet."
Yeah.
And for the present moments.
Yeah.
So that's quite a wonderful acceptance of the blessings of the day.
Absolutely.
And the gifts that the universe gives to us, and it just reminds us of the fact that life is good. We've got so much to share as well.
Yeah. I love my run on the beach too, with the same experiences, exactly how you've expressed them. Just enjoying every element of nature right there: the water, the sand, the wind, the sun. I generally go during sunset time, and the people around. There are times when I'm there and it's prayer time, and everybody just gathers up together and says the prayer together. I find that so beautiful. Or a child and the parent playing, children making sandcastles. It's such a beautiful experience being on the beach. It really is a humbling experience, and it really makes me feel happy and content.
And there is this young lady who runs past us all the time, and she sees me lagging behind. So when she runs past us, she keeps shouting, "Women power, women power!" So. Right. So I'm grateful for someone to be able to smile and say, "Oh God, the husband's lagging behind again."
Well, you do other great things with your sports, so you're grateful for that. So we're talking about the Kensho moments. Have we had any sharing of the Kensho moment? Gratitude in the Kensho moment?
No. So
not
that's probably a good sign that
Okay.
that you're able to cope with the Gensho moments,
Yeah.
and you're able to see the opportunity in for learning and development
Yeah.
and growing from all those moments. And
I'm super grateful for my Kensho moment. I always say today what I do is because of my huge Kensho moment. So when I give gratitude for that moment, it makes me feel wow, all the difficulty that I had to go through for those years was fully I had done the best, from it.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how about we take one more reflection,
Okay.
and that is if we are going through a tough moment now at this present moment, yeah,
Okay.
and if you just want to look at that tough moment, and I think earlier also finding that solving the problem, accepting it and solving is what you extracted from there. But if we want to just take a few moments to reflect on a difficult situation that we're experiencing at this moment in time, and instead of being grateful for it in hindsight, can we find this present moment to see what exactly this situation is drawing us towards? What is it helping us evolve into? How is it bringing out the best in us? How is it bringing a message to us? Is it speaking to us? And check in if you are in line with it. Like, are you showing up every day and working with it rather than it pulling you down vibrationally and energetically? Okay, so take a deep breath in and bring yourself back to this present moment.
One of the key learning areas with this particular exercise is building up a discipline of one, self-reflection, and two, learning how to separate the Kensho moments with and relate them directly to the learning opportunity.
Yeah.
So it's allowing ourselves to feel, okay, fine, this is how I'm feeling, but what can I do about it?
Yeah.
And it helps us again to elevate our own vibration, to raise our own vibration into becoming a better person. And at the end of the day, that's what we want to do. We all want to be a better person. And we all want to be better than the person we were yesterday.
Yesterday, absolutely. We are evolving, we are growing, and we're getting the best to who we are meant to be.
Yeah. So it's a discipline. Self-reflection is a discipline.
Absolutely.
And whether we do this self-reflection exercise for a minute or for 10 minutes, or we do it constantly throughout the day, or we leave it for bedtime before we go to bed, and we just think about how our day has been, and you share that in a conversation with someone.
Some like to talk, some don't like to share.
Yeah, so well, some like to talk, some like to listen. So
yes, thank God there is somebody to listen, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
gratitude.
yeah. So like we were saying, it's a discipline, and it's a discipline that will serve us well in everything that we do. Yes, because self-reflection helps to develop our sense of ourselves as well.
Yeah, and see ourselves not just there is be in that observer mode. Like, look at yourself, observe yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Separate
Because
yourself from, and observe as to how you're showing up in every scenario.
Yeah. Thing is, we all, as people, we all have multiple personas. We could be parent, we could be sibling, we could be employer, we could be employee. So the self-reflection helps us to know how we are doing, taking everything into consideration.
Yeah. Or looking at each one separately.
And it's also very important for us to prioritize who we are as an individual, not as mother, brother, or sister, but who we are as an individual and the progress that we are making in our lives as an individual. Okay?
Yeah.
And the earlier comment that came in was grateful to both of you that I'm able to participate in this session. And likewise, we are grateful that we have somebody to share these moments with.
Yes.
So,
because otherwise they are, it's only when we have a give and take with each other that we enjoy and we learn from one another, right?
Yeah.
And like I said at the start, we need reminders, and that's why it's always nice to have that kind of support system around us that give us the right support when we need it.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
You don't want to be, that's what I'm always mindful about, is if someone is sharing their situation with me, then I should be able to give them an overall rounded understanding of it. Empathize with them, of course, but also give them an opportunity to look at it from a different perspective. And I'm always mindful that if I'm sharing my experience with somebody, that I'm sharing with somebody who will be able to help me do that, rather than adding fuel to the fire that I might be already experiencing.
Right.
So who I'm sharing with is very
also
important.
That's right. Yeah. So here's me being silly again. We spoke about reminders, right? We need reminders about what being grateful and things that we are grateful for and all that. How do you feel about the commercialization of Valentine's Day and Christmas and all of that?
See, it's fine to take a day and say it's Mother's Day or it's Father's Day and Valentine's Day or whatever. It's good to have those special day too, but it doesn't have to be supported with cards and flowers and chocolates all the time. It's nice, but it's again the experience of it. Of reminders.
Right. Yeah.
Doesn't mean you have to do it only once a year.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was the whole point. It's just that it's commercialized so much, but it also throws up the question. I mean, why do we have to have a Valentine's Day to remind us? Why do we have to have a Christmas week or the Christmas season to have extra goodwill in us, this giving, we find it in all cultures and in all religions and all, but it's these things are calendarized so much.
Yeah. It would be nice that we would have that constantly with us, rather than only on those special days. But if you want to look at the positive, at least it's there.
Yeah, at least it's there, and it does us good, and it does serve as a reminder.
Yeah. If you want to look at the positive of it, then they are good reminders. But yes, of course, you shouldn't only wait for that one particular day in the year or the 1 week in the year.
Yeah.
To do, have that the joy of gratitude and giving. It should be ongoing. Yeah. What else? Anything?
So, well, that's our 60 minutes of fame. So, thank you again for being with us. I really don't have the words to express how I truly feel. So, I'll just say thank you.
Thank you. We are really grateful for all the support that we've always had. not only I'm not talking about social media, but the good wishes and the blessings and the love that has always come towards us, and we send you the same. So take care, and I will be coming on live with my meditation next Saturday. So I know my meditations were generally on Sunday on Facebook, but I am going to now keep it on Saturday, 6 p.m. That's next Saturday. I think it's the 12th of December. And we're going to be having just one live Instagram and one Facebook live every month. So this is the December, and then we'll be back for our next Seeds of Thought Instagram live on the first week of Jan, which we will announce and share. Right?
As always.
Okay. As always, I'm right. I'm so grateful for you to say that. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves, and